The Singapore Airshow happening this week has seen a flurry of deals for the purchase of aircraft as air travel continues its post-pandemic recovery. CNA's Roland Lim spoke with Airbus Asia-Pacific President Anand Stanley at the Airshow and began by asking about the firm's current focus.
We've been focusing on new generation wide bodies, clean sheet designs, which are modern wide bodies. What's special about that? The most special thing about it is they're sustainable. They're the most fuel efficient aircraft. They save about 25 to 40% fuel compared to the previous generations. Just like the aircraft right here, the freighter. This can save up to 40% more fuel than the previous generation, and it will be launched very much here in Singapore in a couple of years.
So the A350, that's your latest jet range. How much fuel efficient is it as compared to your A330s?
Well, I wouldn't compare it to the A330. Both of them are very fuel efficient. Both of them are 25% more fuel efficient than their previous generation. But they're slightly different aircraft. The 350 is slightly larger than the 330. The 330 is the perfect aircraft for Southeast Asia, for Asia regional travel, and for high density routes. The 350 connects any 2 points on the planet. So that's the long-range leader. So they're very different, but they're both very efficient.
Airbus is also big on sustainability. I know you are going 100% SAF, Sustainable Aviation Fuel. When's your target?
So all our aircraft today are certified for 50%, and by 2030, they will be 100% certified. So we're very excited about it. We're excited about what's going on in Singapore, how they have already encouraged the usage of SAF and increased it year over year. And we are here to be partners of Singapore and the region for their adoption of SAF.
Airbus is also has an ambitious target to be the first hydrogen-powered commercial aircraft by 2035. How's that coming along?
That is correct. We are fully committed to bringing a hydrogen-fueled aircraft by 2035. It's coming along very well. I mean, we are doing a lot of work on it year over year, and we're looking at multiple different prototypes and vectors for that aircraft, whether it is combustion, which means we burn the hydrogen, or it's fuel cell based. But we're very excited and working a lot on that.
And you're also setting up a sustainable aviation hub here in Singapore to focus on research and innovation with Singapore's Economic Development Board. What sort of sustainable solutions are you guys working on?
Well, there are many, many vectors that we talk about. One of the areas is sustainable aviation fuel itself. How can we look at sustainable aviation fuel and do studies on that to not just have more technologies and innovation, but also how do we increase the availability of it? And the other area is regulation. How can we bring in the best levels of regulation? So there's many, many areas. I'm very excited about this project.
Aircraft manufacturers like yourselves were plagued with problems during the pandemic, supply chain issues, manpower shortages. Has your backlog cleared substantially?
Well, I'm pleased to let you know that post-pandemic, the demand is really going up. As I said, we're looking at 19,000 new aircraft that is required, which shows that air travel is back, aviation is booming. So now the question comes up as to how do we react to this. Last year we've had a record year in terms of our backlog and orders, and we have 8,300 aircraft in backlog right now. So for us, it's a very bright spot for aviation.
How much are you delivering on a year basis to your clients?
Last year we have already increased our production. We did 735 aircraft, and this year we're planning on significantly going beyond that. So it's year over year growth.
And trying to solve the supply chain issues that the aviation industry is facing as a whole. What are you guys doing about that?
So the supply chain, as we are in a ramp up to meet demand, the supply chain also needs to ramp up to meet the demand. So this is an area where we need to work closely with our suppliers to make it happen and to resolve, but also more importantly, meet the needs of our airline customers and the consumers.
Chinese manufacturer COMAC is here at the airshow showing off their C919. You guys, of course, have a great lead ahead of them, but they've already sold 40 jets at the airshow so far. Are you concerned?
I am delighted that they are here, and I welcome them because we welcome competition. Competition makes all of us better, so my warm welcome to COMAC.
The fastest growing aviation market has to be Asia-Pacific. India, its economy is booming. China is still growing, even though growth has sputtered somewhat. Are you seeing greater demand for these two economic titans?
The fastest growing market is Asia-Pacific, but it's also the largest market. So we're talking about 20,000 aircraft over the next 20 years. So it is unstoppable demand, to be honest. But why does that surprise us when we have the world's largest nations here and the world's fastest growing nations here? So it's exciting as far as I'm concerned.
How about your differentiation to the other big aircraft makers out there? What's your biggest selling point, do you think?
I think we are very proud of our products, and our purpose itself says it all. We pioneer sustainable aviation for a safe and united world, which means we pride ourselves in being pioneers, clean sheet designs, but also sustainable designs. And that's the key thing. We want to bring the latest generation products, which are the most innovative, but also the most sustainable. And I hope the next time you step onto an Airbus, you can sense the comfort, the innovation, but also know at the back of your mind that it is a sustainable form of travel.